Right, hello. Hopefully I'm streaming now. Just get this up on my phone so I can actually see. Alright, hello Visa, hello Rich. So I've been setting up some new headphones for a while before I came on, so that's why I was a bit late coming on. Annoyingly, the amp that's come with them, I haven't got working yet. I don't know if it's a problem with the amp, problem getting it running a Windows. So I plugged the headphones directly into the PC, but that means they're not as loud as they could be, of all the other stuff, but they still sound much nicer than my other headphones. So, that's nice. So I'm just going to turn the brightness up on here so I can see better. I've had to turn the game volume up a bit, so if the game ends up being too loud, what I'm going to do is, actually I'm going to turn the game up again, audio, I'm going to turn this up to maybe 10 on the master volume, and then I'm just going to turn this down in OBS, because like I said, because I'm running on Windows, sort of the motherboard 3.5mm output audio, that's going to be a lot quieter, so because like I said, until I get the amp working, I'm going to have to do that a lot more, because I can't just dial up the headphones up and down like I could with the others. I can hear lots more like little rats scuttling and like beetle noises with these headphones on, which is nice. So yeah, I'm going to have loads of gas mask videos coming out this week. What also arrived the other day was... in the evening was that other Chinese gas mask I was waiting for, the one that looks really nice actually, so that'll be good. Again, I'll put whatever the Chinesey brand names are when I do the video, but a lot of them I don't know if, they really... need to take my antihistamines. Yeah, I don't know if, they're one of those sort of no-name Chinese brand ones, or if they're actually any good, so... Yeah, anyway, hope you're all alright. Is there anything to see over there where I came from? Was that just a dead end? Dead end. I can search a skeleton. Nope. Still one left to trigger somehow, yeah. I don't think they had legit tripwires, those, because normally there's actually tripwires you can see, but I reckon they were just programmed when the player gets to a certain point. Right, Rajiv, my character is now... let's say... It should say somewhere, shouldn't it? It normally says when you get a bit of XP towards a level, but I don't know, you can actually... I've probably gone right past it and not seen it. I think I'm level 20 something. Oh yeah, level 30, right there. Yeah, right there, level 30. So yeah, like I said, most of my skills are pretty topped up. Middle tab is individual skills, isn't it? Yeah, sorry, skills rather than attributes, but yeah. What's my restoration actually up now? Some must be getting fairly high. Ah, my restoration is 100, never mind. Still looks like it's got a bit of XP going on there, though, on that XP wheel, because I thought most of them, when you get to 100, you don't see any XP on the XP wheel anymore. Yeah, I've been playing quite a lot of this, because, yeah, I really like Oblivion, and it is making me laugh how this game's causing a meltdown in a lot of the gaming industry, that Oh no, touching up a game from 20 years ago is better than fucking modern AAA, you know, trash, essentially. Because, yeah, everybody likes Oblivion. And if you don't, there's something wrong with you. Like I said, especially now that the potato people aren't in the game anymore. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that, like, traps, for whatever reason, don't actually, how did I change to that mouse? Traps, for whatever reason, don't actually damage your armor, do they? It's only, like, when people physically hit you, which is always weird. Now, do Argonians just not get affected by gas? Is that like an air thing? Yeah, retro for young people, yeah. Okay. So it's not definitely a childhood game for me, but yeah. It's I mean it is a childhood game, you know, I mean not like a super young childhood game, it's more like a teenage years game for me, Oblivion. Right, level armor increased to 92, so nearly there at 100 armor. Alright, Game Boy. Oh yeah, don't forget to like the stream, everybody, just because it does help me, hopefully helps people find the videos. You're making me feel really old now, Rajiv. Or you're making yourself feel old, I guess. So you're in your 40s now, Rajiv. I don't think you've ever said... No, I assumed you were only a year or two older than me for some reason. But yeah, you're probably more like Mike's age, aren't you? I think Mike's in his early 40s. It was his birthday the other day. I can't remember how old he actually was, but... Like I said, I'm early 30s, so yeah. I'll be there soon, don't you worry. 39, yeah. Oh, and speaking of shit like that, my Mr. Bones Wild Ride t-shirt came today because I fucking ordered a meme t-shirt with Mr. Bones, Wild Ride on it. The ride never ends. Because just because I don't know why, I just find Mr. Bones Wild Ride quite funny. Like with Mr. Trump's Wild Stock Market Ride and Mr. Monkey's Ukrainian Wild Ride. I find I sometimes need to nap a lot depending on how much I've eaten. So, for me, it's like a thing of... Yeah, I'm guessing Argonians are just immune to gas. So, despite the fact that people consider Argonians subhuman in the Oblivion universe, Adolf would have had a bit of a hard time getting rid of them. I'll make sure I wear it in a video I do soon, Rajiv, where I'm actually filming myself doing like a gas mask video or whatever. Yeah, so it was 2006 it came out, wasn't it? So I was born in 93, so in 2006 I guess I was about 13. Again, I can't remember if I played it in actually 2006 or if it was like 2007 or 8 I played it, but it was, you know, when it was fairly modern. Yeah, Argonians can't be gassed, look at that. Gas, 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 step on the gas. Yeah, I normally get that, Raju, if I've eaten a big meal, like a takeaway Christmas dinner, then I suddenly, yeah, want to just sleep. So yeah, that's the thing, is like, now I'm older, I notice a way for me to get to sleep when I have insomnia is eat a load of food a little bit before bed, and then although they tell you not to do that, because it's apparently worse for heartburn and stuff like that, I find that's the best way for me to get to sleep, is just eat a big meal before I want to go to bed, and then yeah, carb crash and fall asleep. Yeah, my granddad's 100, and like I said, he moans about being old, but he still gets some enjoyment out of life. Yeah, like I said, I'm one of those people that I'll be tired when I don't want to be tired, but I'm generally insomniac. Although what I've been doing recently is playing this until silly o'clock in the morning, and then falling asleep really easily, then wanting to get up fairly early to start playing Oblivion again. Yeah, my granddad's made it a lot older than a lot of people in our family got. I think he's just really lucked out in terms of doorbell, but I'm yeah, apparently they're gonna do it. Oh, they're gonna do a thing to that in the patch notes. I think I'm just gonna see you using the CCTV who's at the door. But there's already mods, isn't there, that slightly alter the difficulty rebalance. I'm also playing with a load of mods which make oh yeah, they're digging up the road now for the good internet, so if my stream crashes out at a random point, then that's why. But, like I said, there's nothing I can do about that, but I am really looking forward to them putting decent internet in our road. Oh, the sounds are just so much nicer on these nice headphones, so when I get the amp working, this will be so nice playing with these. But yeah, it's like saying I've got mods on where you do more damage to the enemies and they do more damage to you, so my armor tends to break really quickly. So yeah, that's the bad thing with this. But again, I need to get better armor than the shrouded armor, like the Dark Brotherhood one. I think it's because it's got really good enchantments. I still really like playing with this armor even as I get quite far into the game. But yeah. Yeah, like I said, I think they're going to be fixing the difficulty because so many people have complained about the difficulty slider. Like the massive, jumps up in difficulty once you go past normal. And then, yeah, once you get to, like I was saying, I think there's mods that have already rebalanced it anyway, but yeah. But again, the level scaling and that is so much better in this, and I've got mods that have improved the level scaling further. So, again, you don't get into that Oblivion problem of, you didn't level your skills right, so now you're soft locked from doing the entire game because enemies are just too strong. Alright, hype. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying these headphones. I'm just going to look at what the name are of them again, so thank you again for these. The Hi-Fi Man Edition XS. These are really nice. So like we said, it's just getting the amp working now because I've got these plugged in my old 3.5mm jack. And like I said, although the 3.5mm jack does not amplify them enough as they should be, I'm already noticing the sound quality is way better with some of the little sounds in the background. Hi-Fi Man, was it Edition XS I said? As in X-Ray Sierra. So good quality Chinese ones, because again, I know people get funny like, oh no, China can't build good stuff, but they can. It's just a shame. Like I said, we're having a bit of a problem at the moment with the amp for them. So at the moment, again, I don't know if there's a hardware fault with the amp or if it's Windows just being really fucking annoying. I've got the drivers for them as well, hype now, so I'm going to install those after I finish streaming, in case it's like manually just do the ones off the Hi-Fi Man website. But yeah, like I said, I'm hoping that if the drivers don't fix it, using the cable in the other slot might fix it, or like you said, doing the gain thing. I'm also going to try it with quite a few, like I said, other USB things. Even on my dad's PC it didn't work, but again, that's still fucking Windows, so who knows. And again, it's like the middleman thing, isn't it, as well, where Amazon put the prices up a lot, because again, it's like, even if I go on AliExpress, you can find some of the same Chinese gas masks being sold on AliExpress for like £10 to £20 each, where on Amazon a lot of them are £50 to £100. So again, it's just like that sort of thing, as getting stuff direct from China is way, way better for pricing. Oh yeah, I did see some American whinging that America is winning the trade war with China because lots of Americans are now directly buying from Chinese companies, not buying from American middlemen. It's like, that is not helping the US economy, them doing that. That is not US winning a trade war. This is the funniest cope I've seen. Yeah. Oh, not the funniest one. I've seen so much cope with this, but China. Yeah, China. Did you see Trump's latest thing the other day that now he's doing so shit in opinion polling? When even Fox News now said he's doing badly in opinion polling, he's like, the pollsters are the enemies of the people. Oh, I guess I'm going back this way now, aren't I, to unlock the door where I came in. Yeah. Let's have a look what's under here, because there's a tunnel. Yeah, I mean, as we said, it powers on, the lights come on, you know, and all that sort of shit. Well, there's an in route down here, I can hear it. Or Nern route, whatever they're called. Where's the Nern route? Ah, there it is. Again, you can hear things like that much better with these headphones. But, yeah, I'm saying it seems weird if it's a dud. What I'm saying is, the worst case scenario, I reckon it might just be that the front connector for the jack is slightly not pushed in. So worst case scenario, if it's not going to get sent back, is just to open it up with a screwdriver and see if it needs resoldering to the main board for that connector. But like I said, now I've ordered that 4-pin connector for it, and I think you said you were sending me one anyway, didn't you? But that way tomorrow, I'm hoping that works fine through it anyway. You know, even if it is that front jack being a problem on it, and then we can just, you know, have it running via the better cable anyway. But again, I have sometimes had brand new electronics, and there's just been funny things like that where a bit of cable is sheared off inside, or like not quite pushed in. You know, like the front bit of the case is not quite pushed into the actual you know, PCB board inside or something. Because like I said, it all powers on and everything, which doesn't seem to be like what normally happens with these. It seems like everything is functioning on it except that jack output. Like I said, the headphones are really nice, because I'm already enjoying these a lot more, even through a not very amplified motherboard jack. I am back here again. Right. Yeah, leads. Yeah, like we said, there's so many factors to troubleshoot, isn't there? With something like that. Like I said, it could just be a case that the couple of cables I've tried it with, Windows recognises it, but doesn't send stuff through to it, or the Hi-Fi man doesn't recognise it, in a sense that, you know, it's Windows is sending messages one way or getting messages back one way, but not sending them the other. You never know. Alright, cheers, thank you very much. Yeah, well, regardless, I'm sure I can get a very good audio setup, and the best thing would be if I then get both working, probably have one set up on something else completely. Because my dad is like one of those people that talks about being an audiophile, but then never, you know, really does it. So he'll go to people's houses that have really good audio setups, talk about how great their audio stuff is, and then when I go to him about setting it up, he's, oh no, I'm fine with these cheap speakers and that. So that's the kind of thing where I might set that up for him and just say, you're going to fucking use this now. So he'll stop whinging about, you know.
I'm impressed that you killed all my clients. Doesn't matter. More will come along with their purses fat with gold and hearts lusting for blood. Too bad about Oliver. Didn't need him anymore now that you're here. At least now he's free of his debt.
Yeah, but and it still sounds better than my other ones. Again, I think things like this for headphones is a bit like when you go to the opticians and you think your glasses are good. And then, once you, you know, like, have your eyes, you know, like your new prescription put on, you know, and you see a lot more clearly. I think it's always like that with really good high-end audio stuff. That you go from something that sounds relatively good in comparison, and you're like, wow, this is a lot better. And then, you know, it'll be like, wow, this is a lot better again when you have the next little stage done on it. Well, that's very cool, Regif. What's really annoying as well, Hype, is I actually have a proper sound card on my PC. Not just the, like, motherboard outputs. But the fucking, sound card with my PC is one that Windows keeps breaking in updates. So it's one that I've rarely used the sound card that came with my PC. Because Windows updates will keep making loads of issues with it, you know, and then at some point the company that did the sound card didn't do any new drivers, so now you're basically stuck with a sound card that's really glitchy if you try and use it. Sometimes it's fine, sometimes it fucks audio up, and sometimes, weirdly, it starts causing, like, latency problems in games through the sound card. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, the people I've met that are real audiophiles set up a room dedicated in their house to listening to audio stuff, you know, where they've got, you know, like, the right amount of spacing between objects and all this. Like, I wouldn't go that far, that's why I like headphones. Oh, Windows is plugged in and unplugged my SSD without me touching it, that's alright. It
Really
isn't plugged into that.
The key you found is a fake. No prey has ever left this island alive. And I aim to keep it that way. You were right about one thing, though. This is my game, and I'm changing the rules. Show me what you got.
What's the matter? Getting tired?
What's the Khajiit guy?
Best you can do?
That's... Why is he talking in an orc voice? What? That's weird. Oh, there probably is a Khajiit somewhere. Oh yeah, the Khajiit's up there. That's why I was like, what the fuck? I thought the orc guy suddenly had a Khajiit voice. Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Where's the Khajiit? Oh, there he is.
That the best you can.
I've got a load of gas masks to do videos on that you might have seen a picture of recently, but they're not surplus ones. They're like brand new Chinese ones that, you know, I want to review and see how good they stand up compared to actual, you know, more famous branded ones. But surplus wise, I've not really seen anything at all recently. I bought a second Forshida because the stock of those is starting to dry up, where I found an unissued, like, you know, civilian one again. It was 70 quid, which was a bit expensive, but again, that is one of the best gas masks I've ever personally used, so I did get a second one of those to keep as like a pristine, actual go-to mask. What's the name of that wine I'm meant to be doing for the quest? Because I know there's a specific wine for that. Shadow Banish wine. Is that the one I just picked up? If so, I need to remember not to sell that. Yeah, it is good, right. Shadow Banish wine, and I need to, yeah, make sure I don't actually just randomly, sell it to another vendor if it's the one for a quest. I don't want to do magic. Yeah, these sounds are way nicer than they used to be on my other headphones in terms of like little, I don't know what you call it, like little kind of, what's the audio term for like when you have nice little fizzing sounds and things like that, where you get like the little clicking and fizzing sounds in the background. There's probably it's probably like the lo-fi and hi-fi end of the audio, I assume, but it's like that sounds a lot nicer and crisper. Chains don't make a noise, that's bad. If they do, they're so quiet I can't hear them. Oh, do I just jump over the edge of the thing? How do I get out of here? There is an invisible wall around here, so I couldn't just at the start of this quest go, oh, I've got really high athletics, I'll just jump over this wall and open the gate for us. I did loot everything off of them, so where's the key I actually need to use the key on? That's not a door I can interact with. I mean, I could just fast travel, but I don't want to. What's the actual quest log say? Oh, the gate room inside the Hunter's Run. Alright, okay, so I need to go back into the Hunter's Run, right? Transient response, okay. Like I said, I don't know the actual names. Ah, I see, yeah, there's just a little room here with a thing. I remember this being one of the most annoying quests in the original Oblivion for actually figuring out just how to get in the fort to begin with. Because there's a handle like that outside the gate that's really hard to see. So I was like running all the way around looking for an obvious switch, and it was like, no, it's that. And then, to add insult to injury, when I first did this quest on this fucking remaster, I couldn't find a switch anywhere. And it turns out there's a glitch where sometimes you have to save the game and load back in for this switch to spawn in. So I was running again like when I first played the game, getting the same nostalgia of like, where's the fucking switch to this thing? And it was there, it just hadn't spawned in. Yeah, part of the problem with Oblivion is certainly there's not loads of variety with some of the things like forts and that. Skyrim does have better dungeons, but everything else is kind of meh. Yeah. How Creation Kit works is lots of like actual levels when you build the levels, they're like little connecting blocks that snap together on a grid. So it's really easy to make interior cells with Creation Engine, because basically they all, like, you know, on a grid snapping layout, you basically just snap the connectors to them. So you now have corridor pieces, like T-junction pieces, big room pieces. It's like the Time Splitters map maker, but not as easy to use, basically, the Creation Engine thing. But I think that's probably why Bethesda keeps liking to use it, because of how easy it is to make levels with it. It's not like Hammer for Half-Life 2, where you actually have to do, you know, you make your own blocks and then connect the blocks together, and you have to no-draw everything and all that sort of stuff. This one is like, oh, I'm just going to, you know, snap to a grid some pre-connected things. Although Bethesda, you'll notice, sometimes don't connect the stuff very well, and then they have to use props to make it look like stuff's connected properly. Which is one trick I learnt. Like, why don't these bits that should connect properly? Oh, because our modelling team couldn't be asked to, you know, do the job properly. So what we end up doing is doing like this thing where I'll just stick pillars like that, you know, in like little bits to stop you seeing the outside of the map. Right. Oh yeah, I'm just telling the woman her husband's dead, aren't I?
Something's wrong. I can tell. What's happened to Alaron?
Alderaan. It got blown up.
When I saw the grave look on your face, I knew something had happened to him.
Grave look on my face. I should have made one of these characters with this stupid, horrible smiles. Like,
Then Alaron's death has been avenged.
we will be avenged.
I told him that the gambling would lead to this, that foolish man. But he never listened. Before you go, I have this for you. Alaron told me that if he ever got in trouble, this could be used to bail him out of jail. He'll not be needing it any longer, and I want you to have it. I'll not take no for an answer. I know you did all you could, and for that, I thank you. Now, please, go in peace. I wish to be alone.
Yeah, your husband's dead, lady. He's dead. No more. Smashed. Crushed. I need to put the PC back as well. I just noticed where I plugged this cable in the back, I pulled the PC massively forward and it's still in that position. Doesn't matter for now anyway. I might as well leave it like that until I get the amp working, because there's no point constantly pushing stuff back and forth if I'm going to end up moving it around more. What's making that beating noise? Oh, okay. He is an ex-gambler, yeah. Yeah, I was saying I should really have had a character with a stupidly big smile on their face. Like, so when they're like, oh no, I can see it on your face, and your character has like a maniacal grin. I don't know if it's meant to like keep hitting them with a blessing like that. Oh, it's recovered up the trapdoor. Stay away from that trapdoor. Right, I might as well go to a trader and pawn off all my shit I don't want. Except that wine, because that's for a specific NPC. Where are the shops? A Warlock's Luck, I'm sure that'll do. Oblivionated.
Take a chance on the Warlock's luck. Just kidding. Everything is all perfectly safe. Tested it myself. Ungarian, retired adventurer. You may have heard of me.
I hope this guy's not a fleshlight seller if he's tested them all himself.
There are 2 ruined forts south of Oblivion. One is close to the road to Leowin. The other is out on a point of land that projects into Nibbon Bay. May I interest you in some of my fine wares?
Ooh, summon ghost.
Thank you. Come again. Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Ooh, a Curious that actually does something. Right, so I've now got a Curious. I'm going to keep that. I think I've got Greaves that actually have an effect. So I might be able to start swapping out some of my Dark Brotherhood armor for stuff that's actually useful.
A good price for a good customer.
Free of the Black Hand things. Even though I get nothing for them, why not? I can always duplicate them again if I want to.
That seems a fair price. A good... That's...
I've got a thing on so I can have unlimited rings and things on like I'm some sort of bling bling guy. So of course, with the ones and things, I should have called it, yeah, Ring of Fire I should have called it, but yeah. You get a Ring of Fire after a spicy curry.
A fine. You've made a good bit of a good price. That's it. You got a good price. You've made a good... That's a good deal. You drive...
I'll sell not all of them because I might keep some of these for enchanting. You can have 20 odd of them.
A good price. That's a good deal.
Feather shoes. No, not really.
A good price for a good customer. You got a... That's... That's more... You've made a... You got a great... You've made a good... You drive... You got a fine... A fine transaction. And X... That's a fair deal.
So 1 resist paralysis on self, that's kind of useful. Grooves the everlasting 4-5 fatigue. 4-5 fatigue one's probably more useful. That's higher armor, right? I'll keep both of them. It's definitely worth playing. I mean, without mods, it's definitely not as fun, because I've already got shitloads of mods installed again, because, I'd still say if you love the original, you'll really like this, especially because they have, made some of the bits that were annoying in the original better. Like the level scaling and everything, but, yeah, I mean, obviously, it's still way better with mods, like every Bethesda game. But,
A good price for a good customer. That's a...
Mother's head. I might keep that. That's some old, like, rotten head. It was in that fucked up guy's basement. I need to keep the nightshade for one of the Daedric shrines, don't I?
You got a... You've made a good... You've made a... A fine...
Restore agility. No, I don't need that.
That's more than I'd usually... You got a great deal there.
We can have about 100 of these.
You got a great deal there. You've made a good... That's a good deal. That seems a fair price. excellent.
I'm going to keep some restore magickas just because they're good for spamming spells and then training magic.
That's more.
Shadow Banner Shrine I'm not selling, am I? Okay, so...
That's more than I'd usually.
Silica boots sound fun, so I'm definitely walking as just boots rather than an amulet.
You drive. That seems a fair price. You drive a hard.
That Sigil Stone I think is just another fire one, so I'm not using it for now. Vala Stone, oh, that's just sell it.
That seems a fair price. You drive a hard.
Right.
Enough. You too.
That just took ages to get rid of all that stuff as usual, but there we go. Right, okay, so let's start changing into some of that armour. So, the Curious, Fortify Health on self, yeah, that's pretty useful. Greaves the Everlasting, Fortify Fatigue on self, yeah, that sounds pretty good. Silica Boots, I can take those on and off. That lets me run on water. So I need to get some gauntlets at some point, don't I, that are actually useful. Still got some stolen shit to sell. Missed that Jade Amulet when I was going through the stuff. Yeah, otherwise, that's some quite good enchanted stuff already. So, let's now go to, I want to go to the bit down here if it doesn't break, because sometimes Dunbarrow Cove breaks, where you can't interact with things properly. Yeah, Oliver, I think you'd still really enjoy it. Like I said, even without mods, this is still a hell of a lot better than a lot of modern games, which, as we keep saying, says more about the gaming industry today than... Oh yeah, I can run on this now, yeah, I keep forgetting. Yeah, these boots definitely going to have to be taken on and off a lot when I need to do stuff, but... I just want a full set of enchanted shit on for the laughs of having, Again, I need to find more random chameleon items, just so, because I know the really broken thing in old Oblivion was to keep stacking chameleon items, wasn't it? So you could have, you could basically be completely invisible to enemies. And they've actually made stealth better in this as well, so, it'd be even more OP having a... Oh yeah, look, it's broken, look, see, I can't interact with those. Although I'm wondering if I save the cell and reload it. I've heard that sometimes fixes a load of issues like that, so let's try that. No, still can't interact with them. Yeah, the cell keeps breaking for some reason, I don't know why. I mean, luckily I can just use the things, and then I can leave the cell by using the fast travel mod I've got that lets me get out of places.
I ran across a girl once. Seemed to suck the energy right out of
Oh,
me.
dirty.
What can I interest you in? A pleasure. Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
Oh, that's got chameleon on that Curious. I'm going to buy that, right. Even if I swap between that one and... Oh, I need gauntlets. Fortify marks on self, detect life on self. Okay, those look like good gauntlets. Oh, I'm going to buy all of these little bits, and then I'm going to put some of them in storage that I don't immediately want, because some of those look quite damn good. Okay. Sell my stolen shit, just so it's out of my inventory.
That's a good deal. You drive a hard bark. A good price for it. I appreciate your business.
Yeah, you can definitely make stealth archers... Oh, archery is better in this as well. The arrows fly a bit more normally than they used to in the base game. So yeah, archery's been improved. Like saying, there's not anything I think they've made worse in the remake. The main thing people keep whinging about is the... they've changed male and female to body type A and B, or 1 or 2, or whatever it is, which again is woke pandering, but it won't affect the game as soon as you're past the character creation screen. Oh, have I had the... Oh, I've got the... my character's become... Oh, no, it's not the character becoming taller bug, is it? It's because I've got the water walking boots, so I can't get through that. Oh, that's quite funny. Right, let's change the water... I bought some other boots, didn't I? So, silence boots. Oh, those are better ones than the others, so I'll just sell those elven ones again at some point. Silica boots I want to keep, but yeah, I'll have to silence. Again, I love how broken Oblivion is in many ways.
Well met.
Oh, he's meant to sell me shit, but he's deciding he's not going to sell me shit at the moment. I sometimes wonder in places like this, wasn't there used to be a bed there, and that's gone as well. Yeah, this cell is quite broken at the moment. I don't know why this particular cell keeps breaking, like, you know, where I can't harvest the mushrooms and interact with the doors. But yeah, there probably are some bugs they've introduced. So yeah, like, there obviously will be patches for stuff that... But a lot of the broken stuff apparently is stuff that was never patched by Bethesda from the original Oblivion, that, you know, is just, you know, bad luck if you get soft locked and you have to load this earlier save and go back, you know, or a quest just bugs out. At least on PC with some of the quests, obviously you can fix some of the console commands, but yeah, you can't, annoyingly, obviously, if you're on console, fix broken shit with console commands. Where do I want to go now? Every time I go to Frostcrag Spire, that's still bloody broken. Oh, I wanted to go to whichever the place was over here and do the... give the Nightshade to the Daedric Shrine. I think it was over this side of the map somewhere, the Daedric Shrine. So there was one for like a web spinner thing, and I had to bring Nightshade to it. Let's go to Hero Hill and figure out where it is from there. Yeah, people think, I mean, there's obviously any of the old Oblivion mods still work for this. But yeah, there's people reckon what Bethesda is going to do is a year later they're going to add the Creation Club thing to this, so they can start printing money out of this game by doing the paid for in-game mods. Which, again, as long as you can still install free mods, I don't really care about, because, yeah, the Fallout 3 is probably going to come out, the Fallout 3 remake is probably going to come out in 2 years, because there was a Bethesda court document that basically gave their timeline, you know, like, for, I guess, registering IPs or whatever of upcoming releases. So the time's a bit thrown off on it, because apparently of COVID and, like, layoffs and stuff like that. But, so, the Oblivion Remaster was apparently going to come out 2 years ago, so that's come out now. So, yeah, in a year or two we should get Fallout 3 Remastered, which I'm looking forward to. Yeah, this was leaked like that originally, but it was only recently, obviously, we had the leak of it being put on the store page earlier than it should have been, where we actually had screenshots and everything, and people were like, oh, okay, this is imminently coming out, as opposed to, you know, it's coming out some point in the future. Yeah, cheers, thank you very much. Like I said, I'm hoping with messing about with cables, various bits, drivers, you know, it'll eventually start working. But like I said, it's just one of those annoying things that out of the box it isn't, you know, one of the functions isn't working on it. But like I said, there's a lot of error doing we can do first before, you know, worrying about it actually being defective. Anyway, have a good day, Hype. Thank you very much again. I'm really liking these headphones, even with, you know, low audio gain through Windows sort of thing. Right, where's that Daedric Shrine? So it wasn't Hero here, was it? But yeah, I definitely have been to the shrine, because I talked to the people there where they were like, oh, do you want to leave the Nightshade with a web spinner? I think it was this section of the map, unless I'm being really daft and it wasn't this section of the map at all. Let's try that one, just in case it's further west than I thought it was. Yeah, I heard about that. They don't know yet why it happened, do they? Like if it could have been a case of like Russian interference or whatever. Oh, this is the one.
Mephala tugs the strings of mortals for her. Leave Mephala an offering of nightshade at the shrine between midnight and dawn, and the web spinner.
Right, let's wait to midnight and then...
This place is sacred.
Might give it another 2 hours and...
Call me websmith. Pluck but a single thread, and the weave unravels. In Blinker's Way, two families, Nord and Dunlop, live in perfect harmony, but beneath the surface lurks the secret seed of strife. Kill the leaders of the two families, plant evidence to implicate the other family as the killer. And don't get caught. Be cunning. Don't spoil my scheme. And don't die. That will spoil everything.
Right, cool. Let's save and do this. Weirdly, when I last played Oblivion, I barely did any of the Daedric quests, even though people said these are pretty damn good in this game. I think it's just because there's so much content in this that you quite easily miss loads of it. Okay, so we're going... Is it west or east? There's not a map marker on my thing. It is that way, but for some reason the map marker doesn't show up. That's weird. Normally there's always a map marker on the compass. Yeah, this 4 to 5 stamina thing is really nice because of how much more I can jump and sprint. Yeah, that is a really nice Curious or whatever it was that did that. Just keep sprinting, just keep sprinting. Can't remember if it was the Curious or the Greaves, but yeah. Again, I just love how broken you can make Oblivion and Morrowind through, like, constantly boosting certain stats through items. Because again, that's a thing that is really lacking in Skyrim, is just how much you can fuck with your, you know, like, character build that way. I also like that there's not a random height where it instantly kills you through fall damage. You know, I do like with this that it's like, oh, you just take more damage the further you fall, so if you've got enough health and whatever, you can just jump silly heights. Alright, cool, Reggie, I'll have a look at that later. Yeah, I think I might have already said that, but yeah. Let's do a save and figure out how we're meant to kill the people and implicate the other people. Ooh. Oh, I always just do R anyway, I always do auto attempt. Oh, I hope I've not got an infinite loading screen bug. I think I have. Right, let's kill the process and restart the game. Pretty sure this is infinite loading screen. I don't like, though, in the remake how you don't get a loading bar anymore. You just get that spinny thing that doesn't actually tell you how much it's loaded. Because, again, the old Oblivion actually had like a little red loading bar that went from left to right. I really don't like in modern games which don't have proper loading bars. Because, yeah, you don't know if you're stuck on an infinite load screen or not. Or if it's just being slow. Because at least if the bar's moving from left to right, even if it's being slow, you can see it's actually loading. Whereas if you get stuck on an infinite loading screen like that, you can literally be waiting 5 minutes and be like, oh, this is slow. Especially because most of the loading screens in this, I'm just having to wait for the Steam Cloud to sync before I can relaunch it. Most of the loading screens in Oblivion only take about, maybe on my SSD with my PC, like 5 seconds at most. Most of them now are like 1 to 2 second loading screens. Sometimes you barely even see the thing pop up before it loads. But, yeah. Right, let's try again. Yeah, one thing they have not fixed of Oblivion is lots of crashes and, like, freezes and things like that. It is still, unfortunately, got all of that shit attached to it, because, you know, I assume that's the Gamebryo running under the hood. That while you've got the Unreal Engine crashes, you do, unfortunately, still have to put up with, you know, Gamebryo being Gamebryo. Right, let's try again. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, see, that was obviously frozen before, wasn't it? There's a random scythe stuck in the floor, look. Oh, you can sometimes crash the game crafting with stolen alchemy ingredients as well. That's a thing. But, it's not like 100% of the time. It's just like a stolen alchemy ingredient for some reason has a higher chance of crashing the game than normal ones. I guess we're alright. I'm just going to go off the chat and back on because I haven't seen any new messages in a couple of minutes, so I don't know if my chat's broken or if it's just nobody said anything. I think it's just nobody said anything. Again, with YouTube, it's really annoying to tell because of the fact that there's no actual way of knowing of the YouTube chat if it does break or not. Yeah, thank you, Rajiv. But yeah, it's just like saying the problem with YouTube chat is if people are leaving you messages, you won't know if it's broken. That's the problem with the YouTube thing. Okay, so it's Horolufka, one I was meant to say. I don't know if this is one of the particular people or not, because this quest seems to have quite broken quest markers. So let's leave this house for now. Because normally you get like a little green thing pop up if you're meant to be killing a particular person. Ah, yeah, I think that was the wrong place. Was it just going to kill a random person who wasn't involved in the quest? But it's not going to be the inn, is it, that I want? But which are the heads of the family? How do I know which is the right ones to kill if the quest markers don't work on this bloody quest? That's the only problem with Oblivion, is it? The quest log isn't detailed enough to, unless it says there. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to have to rely on saving before I kill a particular person, and if it breaks the quest, reloading a save. Yeah, if you didn't see the thing, Alexander, I literally did a picture post yesterday with some new masks I've got lined up that I need to be reviewing. So there's like 4 ones that I have to review. So yeah, I've literally got the masks ready to review, just I haven't had a chance to do it yet. And I'm waiting for my throat to not be as bad, so I'm not croaky and all that. Right, this guy looks like he's a bit posh, so let's kill him. There we go. So I need to leave something on his corpse to invocate something else. What can I use of his to implicate? Ah, that's the one I'm going to place on the other corpse. Yeah, so I'm going to leave that as evidence on the other guy, and I need to, now when I now kill the Lord, find something in his house that's like a legit item. Yeah, no worries. Again, part of the problem is sometimes when I post stuff on YouTube, of course, it doesn't share it with people. So in that case, you know, you'd have no way of knowing that I was going to be doing these videos. But yeah, I've got quite a few gas masks to do at the minute, which is nice. It's just a case of, let's try Ulfgar's family's house. That's the main Ulfgar one. Oh, yeah, I guess Harald Ulfgar is the main one. So both of these men put all their families in a separate house. They're like, yeah, I don't like my family, they can live in the other shitty house. Right, so I'm assuming I'm just going to be putting them on the corpses of the 2 other people.
You dare attack me? Oh.
He was pretty tough. Yeah, actually have to leave it in the corpse, which is a bit weird. But, oh, you want to take all? Never mind. You can be naked just with the guy's dagger sticking out of his bum, I guess. Yeah, so the dagger can be sticking out of his anus, so that will be the clue that the other guy killed him. And the other guy can have the ring put around his willy, I guess. Which one's the ML again? Let me just have a quick look. Polish ML. Polish ML gas mask. Is that oh, the like Polish version of the GP4? Yeah, they're fairly good masks for what they are. I have a weird feeling, if I remember right, that the Polish ML, if I've reviewed one of those, actually had a better face seal on me than the actual GP4. Yeah, I have reviewed it. Yeah, 7 years ago, so it's hard to remember. Yeah, that, unlike my proper GP4U, actually seals to my face better because the rubber's slightly different. Because the rubber was more supple, whatever the word you want to use is, more flexible, whatever, you know, supple. The good thing with that was that, yeah, it sealed better to my face because it, like, welds to your face a bit better. So, yeah. The other thing was a ring, wasn't it? You know, it was a cock ring. That's cool, yeah, so, yeah, again, if you can get them really cheap, you might as well get anything you want. Right, now I'm going to wait here to dawn and just be like, oh no, I saw, even though it was in sealed houses, both your people kill each other somehow. Oh, what do you mean the P5 filters? Yeah, that's good. Actual P5s are great because they're GOST. Like I said, because you get the FP5s, which I think are technically not GOST. But again, like I said, the problem is you get P5s labelled as FP5s. So that's when I did the video and said, yeah, they work fine on GP5s, because mine fucking did, because they were P5 filters. But, you know. Right, so I just want to go into a random house now and be like, oh no, I saw this person murder this person. Oh my god.
What is it? There is trouble here in Bleeker's Way. Paul Ulfgar is dead, and his clan believes our family responsible. This is madness.
Madness?
Nivon has been murdered, and by one of the Ulfgar clan. Barbaric Nords. Mindless animals. They will pay for their actions.
Ah, cool, yeah. If they're definitely Like I said, I've not had any problems where P5s have been FP5s, it's been the other way around. But yeah.
Watch for minotaurs in the forests. Aggressive beasts. They'll tear right through your armor, too. Take care.
Oh, speaking of Poland, you've reminded me I've got some Polish sausage in the fridge I need to eat up before it goes out of date. Kalabasa or whatever it's called, I can't remember the exact name of it, but, you know, the sort of garlicky Polish sausage. You remind me, yeah, thank you. I think that's got a couple of days left on its date.
How could you do? How could you do such a thing?
Yeah, kielbasa, that's it. I've eaten half a packet. I still have half a packet to eat, but
how could you do
it's in the back fridge, not the front fridge, so I forget it's there when I go to have food. Yeah, I'm just going to loot all their shit.
The Ulfgars are all dead. Whatever possessed...
Right, do I just now have to go back to the shrine? Yeah.
Well done, little web spinner. Is there a prettier sight than friends at war? Take pleasure in the strife you have caused, mortal.
Right, the ebony blade. Is it a magic ebony blade, or is it just... Oh, it is a magic one, but still. 42 damage, yeah, that's fairly good, but nowhere near as good as my sword, so I'm just gonna probably put that in my item chest. Right, let me go to my item chest before I forget. The one I'm using a lot is the one at Ayleswell, because it's just literally up a flight of stairs. You don't have to go through several loading screens to get to it. Yeah, MC1s aren't too bad. Like I said, the MC1 is like a not quite as good version as the Czech C3, isn't it? But again, it's not bad. It's just yeah, it's just fairly cheap and basic. But again, it works as a mast if all the valves are all right. Yeah, Czech CM3s are the one I was thinking of. The funny thing is, though, Czech CM3s seal very well to my face, but Czech CM4s can sometimes be a bit, not as good. I don't know why, even though, you know. Right, okay, so, Blade of Worms and store, Bow of the Inferno, and to sell that, Ebony Blade, store that. Right, armors. The Black Hand stuff I'm going to store. Chameleon self. What's my current one do? Is that the Fortify? Or did I actually put any gauntlets on, or did I forget? I forgot. What was Sword Silica boots and those other silence boots? So the Manhunter ones. Greaves the Everlasting, Fortify Fatigue herself. Just all those Greaves. Yeah, that's Fortify Health, I suppose that's always useful, just giving me more health. The other one I'll store, but it's still quite good. So Gauntlets, Fortify Marksman, Self-Detect Life and Self. Fortify Sneak, well, sort of Security. I might keep that one, the Sneak and Security one, just for lock picking and stuff like that. Right, all the rest of the stuff I'll sell then. Right, good. Yeah, the problem with the third version of the M61 is that the metal voice diaphragm thing can come loose and let air through, because it it doesn't really have an O-ring around the thing, because I think it's meant to be a plate that was originally glued on, which would have been fine, but I think over the years that glue has come loose with the voice diaphragm, and because there's not an O-ring then on that voice diaphragm sort of thing, it then, yeah, can let air through, whereas most other masks with a voice diaphragm use O-rings, so yeah, that's the problem with those. So yeah, they're good masks, but yeah, I prefer the V2 even if you're very muffled, because there's nowhere that air can seep in. Because like I said, the voice diaphragms on the Finnish M61 V3 is a bit weird how it's done. I think that's probably the reason a lot of other people didn't do ones like that. I'm not sure actually if the Yugoslavian copies of those use the same style voice diaphragm, or if they actually did a more conventional old-fashioned one. You know, like just like a rubber drum sort of thing in there. Which was the place? It's that one, isn't it? Walnut Inn. I think I want to go to sell that wine to that Alf. I need to put the things on before I forget. There we go. So I've got, yeah, it's a full set of enchanted armour now. So just need to keep stacking on more enchanted amulets and rings. Yeah, I've never actually seen a Swedish one for sale, I don't think. Because there's so many versions of the USM Mine. It was like because it was a really good mask. Lots of other nations, you know, had licensed and unlicensed copies of it. But again, it's one of those ones where the Swedish ones I've never really seen for sale. I've not ever seen the Iraqi ones, a lot rarer, but I think there was an Iraqi copy. I think there were some Asian countries that had copies of them as well. Maybe Japan or South Korea. I'm not sure, but like, you know, US allies in Asia.
By the divines, you found some! Fantastic! Hang on to it for now. I must have 6
yeah, I mean,
before I'll be truly satisfied.
This. Oh,
Then
she
I'll
wants
have more
fucking
than
6.
anyone else in Cyrodiil.
Yeah, why not buy these 2 from me right now, woman, and just put them somewhere safe? Because otherwise I'm going to lose them. Or sell them by accident, or drink them, but yeah.
The Imperial City itself is a walled city. With separate
Yeah, like I said,
walls
the
protecting
Skeed Master 90, the
Imperial
Fushida
house.
F2, that is really, really high quality. But I don't know, you know, which company made that previous one in terms of how it compares. And just in terms of strap quality and everything else. So, you know, just because it's called Skeed Mask or whatever it is, doesn't mean it's going to be anywhere near as good as the Fushida. Because I know with, like, British stuff, some of our, you know, ones with the same numbering system, you know, that doesn't mean one's good and one's bad. It just, you know, because they're all different manufacturers and everything. It's just the military designation for them.
That's a good deal.
Right, which are the master ones I've got? So I've got Master Retort and Master Calculator. So I can sell that Expert Calculator.
Fine transaction. You've made a good... That seems you've made a good bit of...
I don't know, I might put the mother's head somewhere in a public place just to see what happens if it... I can craft the nightshade now I've done that key, can't I? Quest, even.
You got a great deal there.
How much money has she got? Just 1,000.
You've made a good bit of gold.
Shrouded armor I should have put into that storage chest and I forgot.
A pleasure to serve you.
Yeah, again, although I do think it is worth it with some of the higher end masks in terms of just personal comfort. Obviously it's going to depend on your thing, because I know obviously in Poland you're going to have less disposable income because Poland obviously isn't as rich as the UK in terms of cash per person, but also Poland is a better up-and-coming country. We've definitely stagnated for quite a while in the UK. We're getting poorer now. But, yeah. But I would say with some of the really nice masks, and again, like I said, because that's an older mask, it's not really worth it. But with some more modern masks, they are worth paying, you know, like 10 times the price of a cheap mask, just in terms of, you know, if you actually wanted a mask for personal protection, not collecting, because collecting's a bit different if you just want to stick it on a shelf, isn't it? Because again, I've got some really old masks that would just not work anymore if you were to wear them, in terms of old expired filters, you know, weird old filter sizes, you know, rubber that's really dried out and shit like that. But they're still really nice masks to have on display. But yeah, that's why I want to be reviewing some of these Chinese masks quite soon, because, like I said, there's one of the Chinese masks I've got seems like a really, really high quality mask for something that's like the equivalent of $30, $40 on AliExpress. Yeah, again, it's your life as well, isn't it? The one mask you're going to be using for yourself is, you know, that's why I've got the Avon C50 lined up for that. But it's also things like I've got spares of the FM12s and the Fashidas, just because they're really nice, high quality masks. And it's I think, with some of those masks, it's, if you're having to wear it in an emergency, you want a mask that's going to feel like really good quality, you know, so it doesn't, you know, I'm trying to think of the proper word for it, you know, like where you can have it on your face for a long time and it's not going to irritate you as much, the straps aren't going to give you a headache as quickly, you know, it's all that sort of stuff, isn't it? Because, with, higher quality masks, you certainly have less issues with, is that NPC coming for me, or is he just randomly running along the road? You certainly, like, yeah, it's the comfort thing as well. Yeah, exactly.
What do you want? My cousin says the beggars all work for the Grey Fox. It's rather frightening. Take care.
I guess that guy's just out for his jog. Okay, then. Right, I'm going to put those things in the Aleswell box. The wine and the Dark Brotherhood armour, just so I don't lose it. Yeah, you can get FP6s now as well. Because B-Store sent me a couple of FP6 filters a couple of years ago. I've got one FP6 open that I've done videos on. Again, it looks pretty damn similar from the outside to an FP5. I think it's meant to just be a bit better filtration quality inside. And I've got one FP6 still foil wrapped for, you know, emergencies, like with some of my other filters. Because, yeah, generally, the good quality modern filters I've got, most of them I keep wrapped up for actual proper use. Because for, you know, just reviewing them against air freshener and shit like that. Oh, I didn't want to do take all for fuck's sake. Right, it's going to take ages now. Right, actually, I'm just going to load the save when I just came through the door. I can't be asked to put all that shit back in here. There we go. Yeah, sadly, I have never seen an MP6 for sale. Because, again, when you see some of the stuff with Polish troops training, and, you know, like Polish, you know, like the sign-up stuff for, you know, like where obviously Poland's having to get lots of reserves ready and that, and they have MP6s at home. I was watching like a documentary thing on it, where they were going through their gear and, you know, how often they go to the range and that, and the guy had an MP6 at home. I was like, oh, he's got an MP6. I don't have one. But yeah. Oh, that's a quest thing on the way. So is it the Dark Brotherhood stuff I wanted to store, didn't I? Shrouded armor. And that wine. I'm going to store that sigil stone for now because it doesn't have a buff I want. Yeah, like I said, MP5s are fine. Like I said, the one I didn't like was the actual French original, because it's kind of funny, isn't it, when you have a country like France and it turns out the mask they sold on license for Poland to build, the Poles do a better version. I'm not saying that to insult Poland, I'm just saying I always find it funny when another country does a better license version than the original. Because it's the same thing with like, say, with those we were on about the Finnish M61s, they are so much better quality than US M9s. It's funny, it's the same sort of thing. I always just find that quite funny, you know, when a country buys something on license and then just builds it to a better standard than the original country that sold them the production license to make them. Yeah, the ARF, whatever it's called, that thing that dries out. Like I said, I ended up shooting mine with a BB gun on a video, which I'd never normally do to a mask, but mine was falling apart and breaking anyway. Yeah, the French made it out of some sort of weird rubber that dries out almost into a hard plastic and then falls apart. Thanks for your...
You're the one made us visible again, right?
Yeah, I am, but...
Don't get me wrong. Some of my best friends are elves. But self-important...
I always love these quotes, like with the casual racism in this game. Some of my best friends are black, but I hate the N-word. Yeah. Again, they'd have censored so much of that in a modern, like, Elder Scrolls. I'm still surprised that's in there, and I love it. But, you know, where they complain about the other races in very human terms. Yeah, I'm trying to remember if Mask Pole with the Polish body armour I've got, if a couple of the bits of that had Mask Pole. And I know Mask Pole do NBC suits as well, don't they? But yeah, it's like Avon in the UK have massively ramped up production now because Avon is providing masks to Ukraine being funded by the British government because Ukrainian soldiers are being gassed to death and injured via Russian gas attacks, because that's actually a thing now. Gas masks really are a needed thing if you go into a war with a country like Russia that really doesn't have scruples against you know, using chemical weapons, because what we've learnt from the Russian-Ukraine war is basically if you were at war with Russia, they are going to rape and murder civilians, they are going to use banned, you know, weapons of warfare against you. You need to really fight a war like that to win, which is again why Poland, Finland, and like everybody that borders Russia and Belarus is now reintroducing cluster bombs and anti-personnel mines, because you are going to just have to fucking fight wars dirty like how we used to fight wars against a country like Russia. Yeah, I think I've got a Fu 1 suit, haven't I? That's the one in the, what's it, WZ93 or whatever it's called, camo, like the Polish woodland one. That's quite a nice NBC suit. Again, but my favourite NBC suit I have isn't even the British Army one. It's made by a British company called Remploy. But it's actually the Remploy, like, armed police suit. The only thing I don't like about it is how awkward it is to zip up at the back. You need, like, somebody else to zip it up for you. But it's a much, much better suit than the ones the British Army have. But I think that's just because the cost per unit is probably too high. So, you know, it's one that the armed police sort of CBRN teams use, but not the army. And I really like it as the rubberized, like, stretchy rubber wetsuit kind of, like, wetsuit, dry suit. Bits on your ankles and your hands, you know, your wrists. So it, you know, that way it basically seals around your gloves and your, you know, like, ankles really well. You don't need to, like, try and do up a bit of Velcro. Why is there a random sheep here? Is it the sheep that's seeing me? Yeah. Oh, there's another sheep. That sheep didn't have anything on either. No, none of those sheep had items on them. I was wondering then if, I'm going to do the Shadow over Hactor quest before I go off. The one that's a rip-off of the Shadow over Innsmouth, the H.P. Lovecraft story. So I just need to work out which NPC I talk to and which town to start that quest. I'm just going to Google it, and then we'll start that quest. Right, Shadow over Hactor. That's actually being googled more at the moment, Shadow over Hactor, than Shadow over Innsmouth, because of everybody replaying Oblivion. Oh, Shadow over Hactor. Okay, so it's, talk to Dharma in Coral, leave and return to Coral. I've already talked to her, so I need to go back to Coral, and then her mum's like she's gone missing, hasn't she? That's it. It's one of those quests where it doesn't immediately start when you talk to the NPC that gives you the quest. It's like one where you have to speak to a couple of people and come back. Again, that's the thing I like with Oblivion, that there's quests that you can't immediately start upon seeing an NPC. Like, you know, you have to talk to them and then come back a bit later.
Anytime now.
So we need to find Dharma. or Dharma's mother. Seed need us. I think wanting to call that Sneed now. Sneed, Speed and Seed. Sneed us. Oh, again, I don't know why Sneed is so funny, but it is. If you don't know, Sneed is a weird Simpsons meme from TV on 4chan. Sneed. It's this shop, isn't it? Northern Goods and Trade, I think. Sneed.
I don't mean to impose.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
I'm hoping you can help me.
Yeah, I can help you.
My daughter, Dharma, is missing, and I don't know what to do. That's right. My daughter, Dharma, never came back from having...
Not Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm dreadfully worried something may have happened to her. Can you help? I can't thank you enough for your kindness. She was supposed to make a delivery to Atira Moslin in Hector, so I would start there. In case it may be useful, she was with Blossom, her horse, I mean. Dharma loves that animal and would never willingly abandon her.
I'm just going to have a strepsil while I'm playing this because of my throat. And also because of my wisdom tooth. The good thing with strepsils is, and other things like strepsils, is the stuff that numbs your throat in those is actually quite good if you've got wisdom tooth pain, like teething pain, because it does numb your gums a bit as well. Obviously part of the problem with impacted wisdom teeth is the pain is also nerve pain underneath your mouth. It's not just a teething pain.
A rather isolated village south of Coral. We do some business with the trader there. Small volume, but she pays well. Normally I make the deliveries, but I wasn't feeling well, so Dharma insisted on going this time. I do hope nothing has happened to her. Have you found her? Is she...
No, I haven't found it yet. You just asked.
The best daughter a mother could ask for. Kind-hearted.
Sounds nice, Roger. If I'm going to make another coffee as soon as I'm done streaming.
If I don't have what you need, you might try the...
Right, here's 500 gold. What does she train?
You've got a
Oh,
lot to
I've...
learn.
No, I don't. I'm a master. You have a lot to learn, but you're one of the most skilled people in all of Cyrodiil with this skill. Okay.
Only quality goods for sale here. What can I interest you in?
I can't unsee that now as Sneed. Sneed. Oh, that shouldn't be as funny as it is, but fucking Sneed. Oh dear.
That seems a fair price.
Sneedus and Sneedus. Formerly Chucks. Okay, so her name, Seed Need. Oh, right, I'm going to have to explain the entire joke now. So I think it's from the Tomako episode of The Simpsons, but I can't remember. There's a bit where there's a sign, and it's like a very adult joke hidden in the Simpsons, where there's Homer goes to a shop called Sneed's Feed and Seed, formerly Chucks. Because if you then change it around, it's Chucks, Suck and Fuck. And it's one of those things where the joke itself is kind of funny. Oh, that's pretty good boots. I'll buy those as well. The joke itself's quite funny, but it's because it's one of those pointless internet memes where people randomly keep putting Sneed in front of other things where it shouldn't be there. So it's one of those things like, yeah, Dwarven Arrows. I'm going to buy 100 Dwarven Arrows and get rid of my Steel Arrows because the Dwarven Arrows are better. Because, yeah, they have a higher damage multiplier.
That's a fair deal.
So it's one of those things where I sometimes just start laughing at the whole Sneed thing when it's not even appropriate to do so. Because there was like a Chernobyl one where they had Dyatlov and it's like, the Sneed water, he's been around it all night. Again, it's one of those things where it can sometimes make me laugh even though it shouldn't be funny. Do you know what I mean? It's one of those sort of things where you sometimes randomly see things like that, Seed Neas, it randomly makes me just think of the Sneed meme.
Another's picked up a good book at Renoir's this week. Sure, wish I could read it. You too.
Right, while we're here, I'm going to leave the mother's head for her to keep her company because her daughter's not here. So, mother's head. She can enjoy the mother's head. Right, let's go to Hector and do a Lovecraft-themed quest, because they sure loved even before it became like online popular, shoving references to Lovecraft into the Elder Scrolls games.
Did you hear that Dawn Ma has disappeared? Dawn, what's the news from the other parts of Tamriel?
Nothing I'd like to talk about.
So I just want to go south from here. The Sneed Water.
You have the hands of a healer.
Ooh, do I now? Hands of a healer. That's the funny thing in Oblivion, when you get high level in the skills, people randomly keep saying things about various shit to you like that. Right. The only funny thing is in Oblivion, so these current boots, they're silenced boots, so they're a sneak one. Fortified sneak ones, I thought they're security. But boots of the Swift Merchant also give me 5 points of speed, so if I put these on now, yeah, I've got even higher speed, so in theory, I should move even faster with these boots on. Yeah, I'm just going to keep these on. Whee! Again, I love how broken Oblivion is. It's great. And this is why it's a much better game than Skyrim, because of all the stupid shit like this in it. Again, Morrowind, you could do even like crazier stuff than this in Morrowind. Yeah. Oh, this isn't even as breakable as you can get it. Like, you could, like, again, it's like with Oblivion, the fact you can put a ring, an amulet on, and every single bit of clothing saying boosting one skill, like sneak or speed or whatever. And then how fast you can go, and then chug potions that also make you faster. But yeah, that's why Oblivion is more fun, because you can just break the game more, and that's fun as a person playing a game. I enjoy stuff like that. If they removed that kind of jank from the game with the remake, it would have been shit. It's like, apparently this well is really good for leveling athletics, if you get in the right spot. Yeah, there we go. So you can keep doing this to keep, I think it's athletics, isn't it? So now let's chug, restore fatigue potions, because I've got other fatigue restoring stuff on. I can't drink any more potions. I almost need something that lets me hit the spacebar fast and I can do it with my hand. Yeah, there we go. I've now become an expert in acrobatics. Hear that furious spacebar mashing. Oh, it's just a mod I've got on for that. There's a mod because I got pissed off with how heavy the weapons are in Oblivion. They're like stupidly heavy. It's like a lot of the weapons are like 50 pounds a weapon. You know, so you can only carry like 3 weapons on you, even with really high strength. I've got a mod that lets you lockpicks have negative weight. So the more lockpicks you carry, the lower your weight goes. So yeah. So that is essentially cheating, that mod. But I wanted just to get one that lowered my the weight of melee weapons, but I couldn't see any on the Nexus the other day, even though I know that mod used to exist. Somebody's probably not ported it over yet, so I've just literally got a mod on that yeah, it gives me negative weight, so it is basically cheating, but I don't care. I'm still having real fun with this game. Yeah, my encumbrance. Yeah, hang on. I'll open the menu up and show you again. I've not even got the really cheaty version of the mod. There's one, I think, which gives you like minus 100 weight per lockpick. I think the one I've got is like minus 5 or 15. Because I didn't want one that was even as high as that. But yeah, minus 10,578 encumbrance. But yeah, you can do the same with feather, can't you? It's because, yeah, the lockpicks. If I drop these lockpicks, look. So let's just do it where I can see them to pick them back up. If I drop all the lockpicks, look, my weight is now 357 out of that. But the lockpicks, because they give you minus weight. Yeah, we go, this mod, yeah. So yeah, they've just made it so, because lockpicks are stackable and you normally have them on you, each lockpick gives you more minus carry weight. So yeah. Anyway, I can always come back to this well later on if I want to level up my athletics. Well, let's just wait to daytime. Yeah, I've got the max level. The one I've got isn't the max level quest rewards one. It's one where it re-levels a quest item every time you level up. So, like, if it's a quest item... So, like, say when you're level 1... Because I got Red Wave, like, the Saber really early on. I'm not using it at the moment. But say I got Red Wave for the Saber. The Cutlass. What it does with that is, like, it will be... the level you are at the level you get it, as usual. But every time you level up, like the Knights of the Nine DLC items, it will remove it from your inventory and re-add it. That way it's not stupidly overpowered, but it means it's not like the quest items break if you do them at too low a level.
Let me give you some advice, stranger. Leave, now. You ain't welcome here. I got nothing to say to you, stranger. Outsiders have always tried to destroy us, but we've always survived.
I have a weird feeling people did complain that the Hactor NPCs don't look as fucked up in this. Whereas in the original game, they're designed to look really, really ugly.
We don't like strangers poking their noses into our business. I don't know any Dharma. If you're talking about that cursed Argonian swindler from Coral, I'd like to know where she is too. She never showed up. How am I supposed to run a shop without any merchandise? You tell her I want half off on my next delivery. We scrape by. Not that we've ever had naught but trouble from outsiders.
Nout.
You'd best be moving on.
I've nout.
I would gladly
yeah,
let you invest
bitch.
in
So
my
you're
shop.
meant to be a funny,
Mr. Cohen will allow me
I
to
don't like
purchase
you
some
foreigners.
products
Oh,
from
but you're giving me money. Oh, I love you now.
Make it quick.
A rude bitch.
You probably cheated me, didn't you?
I like how she's got unique dialogue.
If you're done shopping, you'd best be moving along. I'm done talking to you.
We don't like strangers. Enough talk.
Right, quest. What am I meant to do next? Yeah, I should just investigate the town further. Yeah, you fucking inbred cunt. So I'm going to have a look around your town. I'm detective now.
You shouldn't be in here, stranger. You'd better leave before somebody gets hurt.
Ooh, deep ones. If I was a deep one, lo 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 lo. It's beginning to look a lot like Fishmas.
Thief! You won't get away with this! I'm waiting. I'm done talking to you.
Can I push him off? Now to hide on their roof till it's dark. It's not so much Cthulhu, it's the Shadow over Innsmouth it's based on, the H.P. Lovecraft one. They're the deep ones, but they're not Cthulhu, if I remember right, Shadow over Innsmouth. They're like inbred fish people. So it's the old ones, it's the deep ones, whatever it is, from Lovecraft shit, but it's not actually direct Cthulhu mythos, if I remember right. It is a very good story, the Shadow over Innsmouth. Again, I think there's audiobook versions of it on YouTube. For Dagen. Again, I like, because with level scaling anyway in Oblivion, at this tier, sometimes you randomly find boxes that have Daedric shit in it. Just casually leaving top tier item in containers.
Please, let me out of here. You must help me escape. I think these creatures plan to do something horrible to me tonight. Thank you. Hurry. These creatures kidnapped me from my room in the inn while I was sleeping. I don't know why, but I'd rather not find out. I've been hearing disturbing tales about Oblivion gates opening all across Cyrodiil. I hope it's just wild talk.
No, it's not.
Please, Herb. Thank you. Let's get out of here. Thank you. Let's get out of here.
But first I want to murder everyone down here for the fun sake of murdering them. A mod I've also got, JJ, that I really like is one that all the items in the game have more value. So see, like those shears and yarn, they actually have a coin value to them. So it means that when you're searching through stuff, a lot of the random clutter, if you've got the weight to carry it, which obviously I have the weight mod, but it's still good even without that mod.
I can't leave her here.
You know, is quite good for all that sort of stuff. Oh, she's not even sneaking. So it's, yeah, just kind of a good immersion mod that, you know, everything actually has value to it, rather than like half the stuff in the houses being worth nothing or barely anything. Apparently it's really good with the Thieves Guild stuff, because it means stealing a lot of like the silverware and that is worth a lot more. Which makes sense, you know, silverware actually having value to it. She said I can't leave her horse here, but she, I haven't seen her horse at all. I haven't even seen a dead horse. Oh, she has found a horse, never mind.
What should I do? Sounds good.
Dun 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 dun. I bet I can go faster than her on her horse. Right, let's wait till she's behind me and find out. Right, are we ready? Let's see if I can outrun a horse. Oh, it's faster to jump up here. Yeah, look how quickly I'm leaving her behind. Where is she? Now I need to go back and find her. There she is. Look at that little shitty trot she's doing. No, I want you to go fast, love.
Thank you for rescuing me.
Oh.
My mother will be...
Alright, I'm just going to move at a snail's pace then for you. Can I just fast travel now? Will that work? I don't want to fucking move at this slower speed. I was hoping at least on a horse you'd have it at the horse trot, like, you know, gallop sort of speed, not like, oh, I'm just going to move my horse like I'm... There we go, yeah, good.
I saw Rimulus Briand walking his dogs today. And yesterday. And the day before. I swear that's all he does.
I like dogs, but it's a bit excessive with those two folks.
Good day. Hi there.
What's new with you?
I'm going to go back to Hactor and explore it in a minute after I've rescued this woman, so I can just fuck about there.
It's my pleasure. Farewell.
Look, your daughter's here. Aren't you happy?
My mother owns this shop. Good day.
Look, your daughter.
I will never
Oh, there we
forget
go.
your brave rescue of my daughter. What can I do for you today? Alonira is one of the wealthiest traders in...
I don't need any mercantile training, thank you.
Good day.
Yeah, but we're meant to be talking about me completing this quest.
The best daughter a mother could... Or rather, normally Have you found her?
Yes.
Thank you.
There we go.
Thank you. I can never repay you for your gift of my daughter's life, but you have my friendship and gratitude to the end of my days. I heard that the Countess is quite...
I was already at 100 mercantile. Has it made it higher than 100? If so, that'd be good. Anyway, let's sell the stuff I looted from Hactor. Bible of the Deep Ones, you can have that, I don't care. Sell up in the holy book.
You drive off. That's more than... That's a fair deal.
I mean, wouldn't lizards have
Come
tits?
back and
I don't know.
Bye.
I suppose not, because mammals have tits, don't they? So yeah, Argonians being lizards wouldn't be mammals. Yeah, as in mammaries. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why that completely went past me there. Well, yeah, I can't show your comment, even though I'd like to. Rajiv might be able to click show on it. Just won't let. For some reason, YouTube's interface is broken now, where the actual admin that owns the channel can't allow and deny comments. Because why would I ever want to do that? I can do it on the desktop, I just can't do it on a mobile phone. I want to actually now close the chat, go back onto it and see if it shows as shown. No, you've done that, Rajiv. Yeah, it does. Good, thank you. Yeah, again, it's one of those other weird things that even after you allow it, it doesn't show up, it still shows up as pending, so I refresh the thing. Because, yeah, again, a massive company like Google can't fix basic bugs to the YouTube interface on their mobile app that have been there for literally over a year. Why would they do that? Alright, let's go back to Hactor and have a look what else is there. I'm also going to kill everyone that lives there for a laugh. Yeah, JJ, with the infinite carry weight, that's the essentially infinite carry weight. That's the problem of the economy in this game is that, yeah, I'm taking everything that isn't nailed down and always selling in bulk to things. Most of that money, though, has come legitimately through crafting. Because, again, not crafting, sorry, alchemy. Because of how broken the game economy is in Oblivion when you get to, you know, like, complete level alchemy. If I rent a room, I wonder if something bad will happen to me. There's nobody behind the desk, is there? I've done the quest anyway. Because, yeah, full level alchemy, where you make 2 potions from a single ingredient, you literally, like, a thing like an onion turns into about 100 gold just by doing that. So again, it's Oblivion's economy is so easily, like, you know, easy to overpower once you get a few levels in. It's funny. But yeah, you will never struggle for money in Oblivion. There's just, and that's without duplicating items or doing any of the glitches that aren't even technically cheats. It's just, you know, the in-game economy. When you get high alchemy, all you literally have to do is go to trader, buy all their alchemy ingredients from them for not much gold, make a potion right in front of them and sell them back, and then you've immediately made a load of money. Oh, Dharma's diary. That's technically a stolen good. That's stolen goods, even though it's a diary of a character. Now let's have a look in the tunnels a bit more. Now I've not got an NPC I have to worry about getting killed. Oh, there's quite a lot of them down here.
Let's get this over. Die. What's the matter? Get tired? I just die.
Is that finally all of them? There's a lot of them down here. Right. Just loot absolutely everything off of them. Now, lots of things to repair to give me XP in Armourer. Oh, there's still some more of them over there. They're fleeing for their life. Oh, they're not going to get away. Oh yeah, I'm just in a random mix of heavy and light armor now, aren't I? Where I was doing light armor exclusively before, I'm just in a complete mix of shit.
You'll make a fine pair of boots, lizard.
Right, so what else is down here? So, other than all the dead NPCs, this is the way I came when I rescued the Argonian lady, wasn't it, in there? Right, have I fully explored here yet, or is there anywhere down here I've not looked at? No, because everywhere just connects to different trapdoors, doesn't it? Let's check the above ground areas. One thing I really like with the remaster is it's really obvious where mushrooms and various plants are, whereas in the old version of Oblivion they were a lot harder to see because of the bad graphics. Oh, not those strepsils on the floor. So I've got too big a pile of crap where I move my PC around. It's now just sort of pushed up into a mound on the desk, rather than being like neatly laid out. Yeah, my mercantile was 115 now. So yeah, that was kind of good because I did that skill after I got to 100 mercantile. It's actually boosted it over 100 because I'm only getting plus 10 from armor effects. So yeah, where she boosted my mercantile, it's boosted it over 100 now, which is great. Right, I won't be on for too much longer now. I'm getting quite hungry as well. I need to go get some lunch, so I'll have those Polish sausages before I forget. Or at least a couple more of them. Right, this place has been pretty thoroughly looted. This is still here, of course. My spot that if I want to be really bored at some point and just get my athletics to 100, I can do it really quickly here. Or is it acrobatics even? Yeah, acrobatics. Yeah, athletics is running, acrobatics is jumping. Again, something they massively toned down in, I think, Skyrim, where it's one skill, isn't it? Or it's not even a skill at all. Yeah, and I just love the broken jank of Oblivion like this. Yeah, if they do a Fallout 3 remaster to this quality, I'm really looking forward to that. Because again, I actually like Fallout 3, even if the writing's nowhere near as good as Fallout New Vegas. It's just obviously playing it as it is on the much older version of Game Prio isn't that fun on modern PCs. But again, Fallout is a system where everything you do gives you XP and then you allocate points, don't you, when you level up, as opposed to grinding things by doing stuff like this. Right, the best one is Fallout New Vegas, Rajiv, but Todd probably won't want that to be remade because he wasn't happy that people like New Vegas more than Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. But Fallout 3 is definitely better than Fallout 4. But yeah, it's Fallout 3 is alright. The main quest, again, the main story is a bit shit. I wouldn't really think too much about the main story. But if the combat gets improved with the remaster as well as the graphics, it'll probably be quite good, because Fallout 3's shooting isn't very good at all. People called it at the time Oblivion with guns, because that basically is what it is. But people were saying that potentially with the remaster, Bethesda might, you know, backwards get them to do better shooting mechanics into the game, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's because, right, the reason is, Rajiv, is, Fallout 3 was made by Bethesda, Fallout New Vegas was made by Obsidian, and Bethesda basically licensed them to do it on their engine, you know, using some of their assets. Because the quality of the writing and the gameplay mechanics was so much better in New Vegas, it's the one that all the people who like Fallout games like more. And that's really, really upset Todd, because he really hates the idea, like, that, you know, oh, we could let somebody use our game engine and whatever, and they'd come up with a way better RPG than the Bethesda one. Yeah, so rather than take notes, it's everybody else is wrong, you know. Am I the one to blame? No, it's the children that are wrong. It's that sort of thing. So, yeah, actual Fallout fans, because a lot of the people in Obsidian were people who worked on the original Fallouts who made it, it's much more in keeping with the Fallout lore. The game is just better in general. I still like Fallout 3. It's just, it's not a great Fallout game. It's a good game in itself, just not a good Fallout. Yeah, like we were saying, though, isn't the problem that Todd's favourite writer is the guy that does the ghoul in the fridge thing? Like, oh, I don't really understand the setting and the lore, so I'm just going to bastardise the lore, and other people are at fault for pointing out my bad writing, kind of thing. That guy. I think you're on about him before, but yeah. Emil, or whatever it is. Emil, or whatever his name is, that guy. I've already been in here, it's just like it came through the hatch, didn't I, not that door. Or went out via a different door or whatever. is not a screenshot. That's to send to somebody later. Look what I'm doing in Oblivion. Isn't this a fun game? Just stat crunching by jumping in a spot. I've never finished Skyrim's main story, so I can't comment. I got bored every time I try and play Skyrim's story. I get too bored and start doing side quests. Oblivion I've actually finished, although I haven't done it again recently. But I at least know Oblivion is about the Imperial bloodline closing the Oblivion gates and Sean Bean. Skyrim is something about dragons, and then you talk to a dragon on the mountain, and then there's Max von Sydow in a basement somewhere you have to rescue, and I don't fucking know. I know you shout at people. Again, like, what are the plots of the Fallout games? Fallout 3, you have to find your dad and then do something with the water supply. Fallout 4, you have to go looking for your son, but then your son is the head of an evil institute, and you have to stop the institute or side of the institute. The plot is so fucking boring in Bethesda games. They can't write a good story. Right, Alexander, I'm not going to be on much longer. We were just complaining about Bethesda's writing talents. Again, in most Bethesda games, to be honest, even the Bethesda games I really like, the main story is not the bit that holds my attention. It's just doing all the side quests and exploring and stuff like that. Because I think with Bethesda things, it's kind of the short little side quests, the story's quite intriguing. The problem with the main quests in Bethesda games is, you know, I quite quickly get bored of these stories. Yeah, and in the TV series, girl looking for her dad as well.
Welcome to Colovian.
Again, like I said, they're really fucking lazy and boring. Oh no, family member is missing. Here is a quest for you to find a family member that then expands into something a bit bigger. Boring.
You drive up. You got a great deal. That's more. A good pro. That's more than you've made. That's more you've made. You got a great. That's a fine transaction. That's more than you got a great deal there. You drive a... That seemed... That's a fine... That's a good... That's an excellent... That's a... An excellent. You got a great. You drop. That's more than I'd usually pay. An excellent. That's a fair. A good price. An excellent bargain. You got a great. That's a good deal. That seems a fair price. A fine trend. That's more than I'd usually pay. A fine. That's a fit. That's a fine. That's a fair deal. That's a good deal. That's a fit. You've made. That seems a good. That's a good.
No, they were alchemy ingredients. I should have crafted those. Oh well.
I appreciate your business.
If I let's walk the fuck off.
Bye.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, I'm doing a DJ mix, yeah, because I'm so quickly spamming through the sell thing. Right, I better go off now, because like I said, I've got stuff I need to get done, and I'll otherwise keep getting distracted, and I'm getting hungry.
I'm listening.
Yeah, look, with the remaster, it's really obvious what actual ingredients are hiding around, because they look nice and detailed. Those ones aren't, are they? But again, it's just good to feel like, oh yeah, I immediately know that's a thing that actually has a purpose. Yeah, thanks. Right, I'm going to go now and try and get that amplifier working with the driver updates and a few other things. If not, I'm hoping that it's just that one port doesn't work on it, because I was sent it for free. I don't, care if I have to use one kind of input port and the other, but I have to wait till tomorrow for my 4-pin expensive audio cable to come to connect these headphones rather than the standard jack type plug. But yeah, it would be really weird if an amp like that was just not working out the factory when it seems to be powering on that. So yeah, I'm just, like I said, I'm just gonna have to play about with some more of the bits on it. Eric, or record, yeah. But, yeah, anyway, I will be off, because otherwise I'm never going to go off, because, again, I keep playing this game too late into the evening as well, because, not that it's a problem, because it actually makes me sleep well, because when I go to bed I fall asleep really quickly, because, I've just exhausted myself playing Oblivion. And apparently this game doesn't have enough blue light coming off the TV that it disrupts my sleep. But it's nice, again, having a game where I can actually keep playing it, and I'm like, oh, I'm bored of this game now after playing for an hour. I want to do something else. No, it's Oblivion. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm really enjoying just fucking about in Oblivion. Right, see everybody. And I will be on tomorrow, and I want to get one of those gas mask videos done tomorrow with my throat. Again, because my throat's getting better day on day now. I'm hoping by tomorrow I can do a video where I don't sound awful for just recording a standard video talking about one of those gas masks. Anyway, see you all soon. Have a good day. Goodbye.